Good morning, brand DIYers. It is Mark here, and I hope you're having a terrific Monday. Out here in BC, it's family day, so I'm not at all surprised if you don't dial in today. But I just wanted to put on a show because I have a great topic, and it is very, very relevant to anyone building a brand and looking to craft new ideas that will build that brand. How many times have you been in a presentation? Either you're presenting an idea to your bosses or to your clients, or you're sitting on the other side of the table and you're listening to an idea from one of your idea generators. And they present an idea. Let's just assume you're sitting in the audience. They present an idea and you see a glimmer of it. You go, oh, that's got a neat little starting point to it. And somebody in the audience goes, nah, won't work. Well, you know what? That's what this show is all about today. Because a lot of the times, ideas that are great ideas don't start out that way. They need to have stuff added to them to make them truly sparkle. Ideas, when they're newly formed, and often when they're presented for the first time, are a bit like babies or small children. They are little more than potential, almost 100% potential. You can't look at a little boy and say, wow, there's the next Wayne Gretzky. You can't look at a little girl and you go, well, there's the next Lady Gaga, or put in whatever famous personality you want. When you look at a little idea, a baby idea, it's often very hard to see what that idea could become with proper nurturing. That's why it's critical that ideas are, one, presented in the right spirit, not as finished pieces. An idea should never, ever be presented to an audience, especially if it's an internal audience of your peers and your bosses. An idea should never be presented as a finished piece. It should be presented as something with a glimmer of potential that can really sparkle and shine if all of us develop it. Remember that old anecdote, it takes a village to raise a child? Well, it takes an entire group to build the full potential into an idea. However, it's also critical that when you're presenting your idea, you actually know how to make that idea sparkle so that it doesn't remain in arrested development. And if somebody is benevolent enough around the table to say, hey, I like your idea, I think there's a glimmer there, so how are you going to develop it? How are you going to bring that small boy and turn him into the next Wayne Gretzky? How are you going to take that little girl and develop her into the next Lady Gaga? How are you going to make that idea brilliant? You can't just stand there slack-jawed and go, I don't know, because then that idea is doomed because it will never reach its potential. It will never sparkle. So I've put together some thought starters here for you today. These are methods that I've used, not all of them, but some methods that I've used to reassure people and bring them in and turn them into part of that village that makes the idea sparkle, and at the same time gives them the reassurance that yes, I do have a plan in place for taking this idea from 100% potential, unrealized potential, to 100% sparkly, awesome idea. All right. So the first thing that I usually do is ask a question. When I present an idea and it is almost all potential, the first thing I ask when people are sitting around the table going, I wonder, I ask, what do you think this idea needs in order to hit the bullseye? And this is an important thing to do for two reasons. One, because other people have different perspectives on that idea. It's like I said, a village that raises a child. If you want to raise the next Wayne Gretzky, sure, you can be the parents, but you need a coach. You need somebody at the rink. You need the old experienced mentor. You need different perspectives on how to raise up that idea to make sure that it gets where it has to go. And all those people around the table are there because for one reason or another, they've been deemed qualified to judge your idea. So you have to take them, and this is the second reason why, you have to take them out of the role from judge to collaborator. Instead of being a village standing around that little child and going, not Wayne Gretzky, they have to be told that they have a role to play in turning that idea into a great idea. The first place to do that is right at that conference room table where you go, what does this idea need in order to hit the bullseye? And again, it's important because they all have a unique perspective and they can all make that idea richer. So you should invite them. And two, by inviting them, you force them to get out of their role of judge and force them into the role of collaborator, which makes that idea theirs and makes them champions of your idea. That's the first thing. What do I need to do to make this idea hit the bullseye? Question, right when you're presenting. Second, what could I change to give this idea a stronger emotional kick? The best ideas often work as a single visual. No words necessary. Before the first, or in the First World War, there was a very famous poster, and it was done sort of in that Art Nouveau sort of style of the late 19th century, early 20th century, and it showed a woman, and she was with a little baby. And you go, what's that woman doing? And then it said, remember I think it was the Lusitania, which was an ocean liner, which was torpedoed by the Germans. And this woman, you look a little closer and you go, that woman is dead. She's floating, sinking down in the Atlantic Ocean with her dead baby. No words necessary. Just there's a woman and you go, oh my God, I don't need to say this woman was killed by, all I need is to see that visual and one word or two words, three words rather, remember the Lusitania. And suddenly that is all the provocation that I need to get really angry and really emotional and enlist to go join the armed services. An idea needs an emotional kick to work quickly, and it needs to work quickly in the world of brands. Nothing cuts through more rapidly or more universally than emotion. If your idea is academic, let's go back to that poster. Here are 3 great reasons why you need to enlist in the armed services and fight the Nazis in World War I. You've already lost because you don't grab people immediately. They have to rationalize your argument, and by then they forget you. I'm reminded of another ad, great ad. Ronald Reagan, when he was, I think he was campaigning for his second term, he came up with a series of wonderful ads. He was a wonderful storyteller. And instead of saying that America is in great shape because of Ronald Reagan, his ads, there's one great one, and you have to dial it up. Look up on YouTube, Ronald Reagan ad, girl in yellow dress. And the ad begins somewhere in America. There's a little girl in a yellow dress, and she's living in this community, and everybody is happy. They're all making enough work because Ronald Reagan provided for jobs. And the entire ad comes down to that initial visual of a little girl who is happy because she knows her mom and dad are secure, her community is safe, etc., etc., etc. It is a single visual that conveys this extremely powerful point that Ronald Reagan is taking care of America. So ask yourself, is my idea purely theoretical, or does it already have an emotional kick? Do I need to explain it, or do people just take a look at it and go, that woman drowned in the Lusitania torpedoing? Oh my God, does it work that quickly? Third thing, what weak points does my idea have that make it implausible? Have you ever stood around a conference table and presented an idea, and there was that one point in the presentation where everybody's leaning forward into the idea, very excited about it, And then they all lean back and they furrow their brows and they squint their eyes. Well, that is a point that needs to be cut out because it is implausible and it's like an anchor weighing down your idea. So you have to get rid of those implausible points. And it's a problem. Oftentimes it's a problem because we, like proud parents, don't want to kill anything about that idea. We say, no, we have to hang on to it. It's all part of the idea. No, it's not. Get rid of the stuff that is causing people to sit back, cross their arms, and furrow their brows. Your idea will be stronger for it. Fourth thing, what do I need to do to make people want to see my idea more than once? Too many ads today, too many brand messages today are like knock knock jokes. Knock knock, who's there? You get the tagline, you get the punchline, and it's done. You hear that joke twice, it's moderately amusing. You hear it 3 times, you're starting to get annoyed. An idea needs to have an initial emotional punch to it. But if that's all it has, it's a flat idea. Your idea needs to be like an onion. You need to be able to unwrap it and expose new things every time you see that idea so that people go, oh, I want to watch it again. I want to watch it again. Look, there's layers and layers to this idea, and it makes it really, really fun and engaging to watch and gives people a smile more than once. And finally, do the pictures match the words, or do they make the words stronger? And this is kind of where I go back to the idea of an idea that has to have multiple levels so that you want to see it more than once. All too often, you write a headline for your idea that says, these shoes are on sale, and you've got a visual with a pair of shoes and it says on sale. So the visual matches the words, which tells me that 50% of that equation could go away without anybody missing it. Fine, make it just words. However, if you can make the visual make the words stronger, or fill in the blanks, or take the words in an interesting new direction, give it a sub-meaning that people couldn't see before, suddenly you have a stronger, richer idea. Words that match the pictures are the equivalent of telling a joke and then explaining that joke. Nobody wants to hear that joke explained to them. But if you make the thought incomplete in words and then complete the thought with a visual, it's much more powerful, and people will want to see it again and again because they feel they're putting a puzzle together. And I'm reminded of a great ad that came out, I don't even know when, in the 90s for Porsche. It was a print ad and it showed a Porsche going down the road fast. What headline would you write for that? You know, fast car, on sale now. Porsches go fast. It gets your adrenaline racing. Yeah, whatever. I've seen that. I know what it does. That's a boring headline. However, the headline says, kills bugs fast. That old line, I think it's from Raid or Baygon, one of those bug killers. And they took that line that everybody knows kills bugs fast, and it's for a bug spray, and they applied it to a racing car. And that makes you think, wait a minute, why does it kill bugs fast? Well, because they hit the windshield, because your car is going super fast. Suddenly, the joke is deeper and richer, and you want to see the ad again and again, because the picture on its own, not great. Headline on its own, not great. Stick them together, they create a powerful idea. So again, to go back and just summarize, 1, you need to bring people in to collaborate. You need to ask them, what does this idea need to hit the bullseye? 2, does your idea have an emotional kick, or is it still academic and theoretical and bloodless? Can you make it as powerful as that drowned woman on the Lusitania or Ronald Reagan's little girl in a yellow dress ad, where you see it and immediately you go, I get it. And it grabs me. I can't forget the little girl in the yellow dress. And what is it, 50 years later? What weak points does the idea have that makes it implausible or unusable? If you find yourself explaining yourself at one point and everybody crosses their arms and furrows their brows, you've hit an implausible point. Get rid of it. Don't be attached to that. It's not the idea, it's dragging the idea down. What do I need to do to make people want to see the idea more than once? Is your idea flat, or is it like a good story and has levels and levels and levels and richness so that people can fill in the blanks and see it again and again? And final point, do the pictures match the words, or do they make them bigger? If you say shoe sale and you show a pair of shoes on sale, that's a terrible idea. But if you say kills bugs fast and you show a Porsche race car, that's a good idea. Kills bugs fast? Boring. Race car? Boring. Stick those two incongruous thoughts together, you get sparkle. All right, folks, that's all I've got for today. I hope this is helpful. I hope you have a great Family Day if you're in Canada, and a President's Day if you're in the US. And tomorrow we have a special guest on the show, so stay tuned. Talk to you soon.